Hi guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to today's class. Now I can see a couple of us are already on the call. Please go ahead to drop a reminder on the various channels so that you let others know that the class has gone live and we are here. So for tonight's class, I think most of you have already seen this flyer. We have Chinemirim on the call. Chinemirim is an AI engineer and he'll be taking us this session. He has a let's say he has lovely experiences in AI engineering and he has done a couple of things. So Chinemirim, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
All right, good evening. Welcome to today's session. It's good to have you on this call.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming and giving back to the society. So I think the class is all yours. I will just step back so you can go ahead and start.
All right. Okay, so if you are here and you probably came here for a reason, most of us came here to know more about AI engineering. Most of us came here to um know what this AI engineering is, whether it's simple or hard. But then I think last week you guys took a course, sorry, on AI engineering, getting to know more about AI engineering. So today's session will be Python for AI. So we'll get to know what why Python is basically choose the best programming language for AI, and we are going to try a lot of things. This is going to be an interactive session too, and is a session that we'll also be working with codes too. So we'll be trying out things. So I'll share my screen now. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So before I start, I would like to really thank the coordinators for taking out time for creating this community. At least someone who is in just joining into tech can know that this community can hold his hands and for the person to scale through tech, because tech is guiding you is actually going to be a mess, and you might probably quit from being what you wanted to be. So I really thank the coordinators for this, and you guys are doing a great job for putting out a community out there and making it open source for free for everyone to learn. All right, so let's go back to the slides. So you guys shouldn't mind the background is it's just plain. But then let's take it like that. So Python for AI. So welcome to this interactive lesson plan. No prior coding experience is needed. So our goal is one, for you to go with something today. At least if you can be able to code or to print out your name using Python, that's a huge leap for you. So the way I designed the course, this notebook, I think maybe when I'm done, I'll share it to the coordinators so that they can also give it to you guys so that you guys can try it. So these are what you need to know before starting out.
Hi, Chinemiram.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I might have to cut you. Sorry, I'm cutting in now. Please, I would need you to present it separately on using the present icon so that it's clearer. It's currently blurred a bit because you're sharing your screen.
Okay, so I should make use of the presenter. All right, all right.
So just upload is if it's a PDF, just use the present or invite screen next to your icon so that we can see it clearly. It's not so clear here.
It's basically not a PDF. This is a Jupyter notebook.
Oh, okay, because it's not that clear. Okay, you can go ahead then. Okay, Chinemere, we are muted. We can't hear you anymore. Hello, Chinemere, are you here? Okay, I'm already seeing questions. Hi, Chinemere, are you still on the call? Okay. Hi, Chinemere, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Hello, sorry for I was my
Okay, lost you for a bit there.
mouse just had an issue. Sorry for that. It's right.
Okay, can go on.
Hear from yeah. Sorry, I'm taking time. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen now,
Hello, can you?
Chinemere. You can go ahead.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, all right. So I hope it's clear now.
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay, so these are just like I was saying, these are the way I structured the session is you can you can make use of this notebook to try out things on your own. So that's why I had to structure it well so that someone who is not even in this class can also understand um, things. So these are the prerequisites for you to run this notebook. You need to run it on your Jupyter notebook environment. So you can make use of Google Colab. So it's a free cloud-based Jupyter environment. It requires no installation. Or you can make use of your Anaconda distribution. But then you can prefer to make use of your code editor with Jupyter integration. So you can just install an extension of Jupyter in your VS Code, and then you can run this code. So these are important. All the code in this notebook is designed to run sequentially. So for you to understand what's going on in this session in the notebook, you need to run it sequentially, and you can also try out to make some edits and see how things works under the hood. Thank you. So the topic we'll be covering today is what is Python. Most of us don't know what is Python already. Yeah, people that are already in the programming field, and the next and the third topic we'll be covering is data structures, the list and the dictionaries. Then we'll go a bit to AI, or sorry, calculation or mathematics, making use of the libraries in Python, and that is NumPy and Pandas. And then finally, the assignments. You can see it as a take-home assignment, or just something you can just try out. So what is Python? In quotes, is not the real Python that we are talking about here. So the person who created if it is still sweet to me. So Python is first of all easier to read. It has if you can understand English and you can read and write English, it's something that if you see someone writing a code in Python, you can decipher a bit of what the person is trying to do. So that's why Python is a beginner friendly language for just like I said, if you can read and write in English, you can probably code in Python, probably. Then the second one is its versatility. It's used in web development, data science, artificial intelligence, AI, automation, game development, and app development, and many more. So you can see why Python now is a go for language. In which someone, if you're starting in a programming language, you don't really need to go for to choose which programming language you should go for, because Python covers almost everything. If you go to web development, it has libraries you can call that can help you to build develop a web, just like Django and Flax. Yeah. So it does can help you in your web development. And in data science, we can see NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn, and the rest of them. Artificial intelligence, we can see PyTorch, Keras, TensorFlow, and the rest of them. So we can also see it in automation, game development, app development, and the rest of them. And it is also widely known for its large standard library. Python offers built-in models for common tasks like file handling. Most of us that are into coding or have tried other programming language, you can see that Python is has this much built-in models for common tasks, you don't really need to write much code for file handling or math operation or working with web APIs. And then it is also known for its cross-platform support. So it's a code written in Python, runs on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and other operating systems. So I can definitely attest to this, that Python is a cross-platform support, because I um I had an encounter with a programming language when I was making use of okay, that was during ALX. I don't know if most of you guys know what's ALX, and and that I was chosen into the software development. So that's when we tried running C programming. That's my first time running C programming language. So I had a dual booting system, which one is for Linux, one is for Windows. So after I noticed something, that after writing on my Ubuntu system and I try running it on Windows, it won't. C programming language won't, is I don't think is a cross-platform support, because I have an encounter with it. And unless you can um I think run there's a code you need to run before it runs on Windows. Yeah. So I don't think that's C is not a cross-platform support, but then Python can run in Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and other operating systems without any issue. So why is Python used for AI engineering? And that's a big question. So Python is a top choice for AI engineering because it makes building intelligent systems like chatbots, robots, health assistants fast, easy, and powerful. Because this is the reason it has different libraries that you don't need to start afresh to write the codes. You just need to call the libraries and you start building whatever you want to build. So that's why it is a go for language for AI. It also has rich ecosystem of AI libraries such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scikit-learn that provide pre-built tools to train models, work with data, and create intelligent systems without starting from scratch. So if you want to build a chatbot, you don't need to write some codes from scratch. You just need to code the library, and voila, it's works just like that. Just calling out the libraries. It will just help you, save you a lot of time, and save you a lot of writing codes that big codes. And you will notice that in Python that there are less codes in Python. People that has um program using Python, there are less code in Python because it has all these pre-built tools that you can just call, and it just solve out the issue for you. So part one, building beginners building block. So this section covers the absolute fundamental of any programming language. We will learn how to store information, variables, understand different types of data, and that's data type, repeat actions, loop, and organize codes, and that's function. And how you can store an information, and then understand what type of different data types you have in Python. And mostly it's all in other programming languages too, and not in only Python, loops and functions. So let's go over to it. Variables and data type. So make use of this analogy now. Think of a variable as a labeled data box where you can store information. Each space has a type such as, okay, let's explain variable first. So variable now, making use of this analogy now, you have a box that you store your information, or let's say you have a safe that you use to store your money, and then that variable, that key used to open the safe is the variable, because it has a point, it points to the safe where you have the money. If you have lost that key, then that means you won't be able to open that safe again to take your money. So that's what a variable is. So this is where you store your information in Python, whatever information it is. And then let's go back to data types. Data types. These are types of text. We have numbers and we have boolean. So text is called string. So if you want to store your data type in text, you have to it is called string. But then when you want to store your data as a number, it's called integer. A whole number, it must be a whole number. If it is not, then it's a float. It becomes a decimal number. Then true or false, boolean. So that's when, for an example now, if someone asks you now, if it's is it raining outside, what you do have to answer is yes or no. So that's what the true or false. The true is either true or false. So that's what the data type does. So this is a code and we are going to run it now. So this is for storing a name. For you to store a an information as a string, you have to make use of the double quotes. And once you make use of the double quotes, Python already knows that it is a string. But when you store a number without making use of the double quotes, then it is called an integer. If you store a number that is a decimal with a point, Python already knows that this is a decimal number. And then you can also try this out because you have a lot to try out. And maybe when I share the notebook to you, you can try it out. The age. If what happens if you the age, for an example, you put a double quote in the 50, will it still become an integer? No, it doesn't become an integer. It automatically becomes a string. String is always known for its it always has that double quote in it. So the age, even if that age is a number but it has that double quote, it automatically becomes a string. So just like we said, that variable is where you use to store your piece of information. So let's run the code and see. Okay, so the first thing we saw was Alice. Because let me explain the code. What does the print does here? So the print is a function that is used to print an output. So okay, let me explain a variable another way. um See variable as a map to a treasure. Without that map you can't get to that treasure island. So that's what a name is doing to this Alice. So you can't say now to print Alice. Rather, you get the pointer. What's the pointer there? The pointer there is name. So once you print the name, you automatically see Alice. So that's what it does. So it's the same thing as you opening your safe, you automatically see your money. So that's it. And that's how it works. So print age. Sorry, this doesn't scroll down. Okay. So this is the age. It prints, and you can see that when we print name, it prints Alice. When we print age, it prints 50. Okay, just like I was saying that Python automatically knows if this is a string or an integer or a float. Let's run this commented code and see. So this is used to check the data type, and without you telling the Python what the data type is, it's we automatically know that it is this data type. So check is equals to type. So this type is a function that is used to check the data type. So let's check it. Sorry. Okay, so let's run it again. So what we see under here after 50 is class. You see that it's a string. Let's try out age. Let's try printing out the age. So what do we see here? The class is an integer. So let's try printing out the price to know if is a float. Oh, sorry. So we can see here that the class here shows that is a float. Sorry, can you guys see my screen? Sorry, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, you can still see your screen.
All right, thank you. So we do see the class is a float. Okay, let's try out what I said earlier, that whereby making use of a double quote in a number, it automatically becomes a a string. So let's try it out and let's check it. So what do we see here? We can see that it automatically becomes a string immediately because you use the double quote and then it has to become a string. So whenever you're making use of a double quote, Python automatically knows that this is a string. All right, so let's go over to next one, loops. So loops allows you to repeat a block of code multiple times. A for loop is perfect for iterating over a sequence of items like a range of numbers. So here, loops are essential for automating repetitive tasks beyond numbers. They can process items in lists, strings, and other collections, or repeat actions until a specific condition is met. So what this loop does is, until that specific condition is met, that function continues to run before until that condition you gave it is met. So that's what loop is used for, and it allows you to repeat a block of code multiple times instead of you um, writing the same thing over and over again. You can just put it in a loop, and the thing will help you and loop it out till it's the condition is met. So this is a simple example. So you just want to print a number from 1 to 5. Okay, so you just want to print a number from 1 to 5. Make use of for loop. For I in range 1 to 6. Print. Okay, there are many things to learn in this Python, and I think after this class, this is just a beginner's class, but then you should also, after the class, you go beyond the class to know more of Python, because this class is nothing more just to show you how things works in Python. But then for you to get to understand Python very, very well, you need to make out time apart from this time you are making apart from this time that is used for lecturing, and make out time for learning other things in Python. So this print f, this f means format. So it formats how you want your output to be. So that's what it is. You format it, and when you write something like this, you see that immediately when you print out the output, it becomes like that automatically. So let's run the code. So it prints from number 1 to 5. And maybe you might be asking, why is it in printing um 1 to 6, just like it is stated here? But then if it's practically minus 1 whenever something like this, um uh, uh, okay, for it to print out 6, you know that you have to make it extend it to 7, the length to 7. So, and before you see 6. So that's how it do happens in Python at times, that whenever you put a range between a number, it doesn't print out the last number. So it's just like an example now. Let me use an example now. You it makes use of less than. You know that when making use of less than, it doesn't print out the other one. Or let's say that one, okay, so let me explain like this now. This one, you're giving it a place for it to start counting, and this 6 is a stopping point, so it doesn't need to print this stopping point. If you want it to start in 2 now, you have to change the number to 2 and run it. It starts in 2, so that point. So we also have while loop. A while loop continues to execute a block of code. Condition eventually becomes false, otherwise you create an infinite loop. I don't know, maybe I've tried making when I started tech earlier. I've been hearing of this infinite loop, so I decided to try it out of curiosity. But then the it continues looping till my the RAM of my system became full. It had to off on its own. So that's doing something like that affects your system when creating an infinite loop and leaving it to run for an amount of time, so it can damage something in your system. So that's why you have to be very careful that you must ensure that the condition eventually becomes false. So this loop runs as long as the condition is true. It's just like building um, a rule-based system. For an example, a rule-based system, you cannot call it an you cannot say it's an AI, because it follows a pattern. It's whereby if something is false, it goes over to the next one. If it's true, it moves over to the next one. So it's just like your ATM. You take money out of it. Eh, the 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 it continues running. The function continues running until it do check some thing. It will have to check. You want to withdraw 50,000 naira, to withdraw 50,000 naira. Now it has to check your account to know if that 50,000 naira is there. And if that 50,000 naira is not there, it has another thing it have to do. It have to go back and tell you insufficient balance. But then if you have um that 50,000 naira in your account, it proceeds to um withdrawing the money. So that's how it is. So example, let's we'll keep on printing until we reach 5. So let's run the code. So first of all, you have to state out where your count will begin. Just like the last one we run, the for example we run, you have to state where it begins, and that is one. It has to start in one. If you want it to start in two, you can also click edit it and make it to run in two. Then from two to five, and then y count is less than equal to five. Unlike the other one, code that we run that didn't print out six, we will print out five. Why? Because it's less than or equal to. That was what I was trying to explain there. Because the code is more like a less than there, that it won't have to print out six. But then when you um make it something like this, it will eventually print out the six. So let's run it. So it counts. Just like I told you guys, this f is format. So you format it to be like this. The count will always have to show. And this is the condition that will have to be met. Why count is less than five. So if this condition is not met, it will have to continue run till the condition is met. So let's make some edits in this code. Let's put this two, and let's make this less than. So let's see what we are talking about now. So this code, when you run it now, it won't print out five because it's now less than five. If you studied probability, you understand what I'm trying to say, because yeah, I studied statistics in school. So once it's less than, you won't have to count the last number that you listed. But once it's less than or equal to, then it will have to include that number. So let's run it. Oh, sorry. So let's run it. So you can see that the count is started from two, three, four. And if you want the five to be included, you have to add equal to and then run it again. And the five is included. So that's how it is. So we'll know that this code starting from here is the condition that needs to be met before it stops. So this is the part that needs to be met before it stops. Then this count plus one, what does it do? What does it do? Count plus equal to one. So running a while loop, you'll be seeing something like this. It's an increment, so that once this count equals to two, for example, runs, then the next one it will increment it to three. Two plus one is three, right? It will increment it to three. Then if it runs after running the second line of code, then it will increment it to four. Three plus one equals to four. Let's try incrementing this the count to be two. Let's see what will happen now. So we can see that it's counting in two fours. So it's okay. Let me just make this to be 10. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we can see it's counting in two fours, like in twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's how that's what the count does. It's an increment to avoid infinite loop. Let's say now we increment it again to 5. No. So we you can see here is 2, 7, 2 and 7. 2 plus 5 will give you what? 7. So that's how it increments it. So when to use which loop? For loop is ideal when you know how many times you want to repeat it, or when you want to iterate over every item in collection. Like a list, string, or a dictionary. So this is when you make use of for loop. Then the while loop. I think I need to be fast now because with the while loop is best when you want to repeat an action as long as the condition is true. You don't need, and you don't know how, you don't know in advance of how many times the loop need to be run. So these are when you need to the phone this, so you can see why when we will be needing it. So functions are a reusable block of code that performs a specific action. We are now in functions. You define a function once and can call it whenever you need it. So this what do we call block of code? So when you click, when you in Python, sorry, when you want to create a function, you make use of the def code to define your function. And this function, you can make use of it at any point in time without is for an example now, you want to you want this code to greet someone. Okay, let me call names. You want this code to greet Emeka, and you also want the code to greet Ada. So that's writing the code. You don't need to write it two times. Just write out the function, and then you run it. So why a function is important? They make code easier to read, debug, and update. They break complex problems into smaller, manageable pieces. They promote reusability. You can write it once and use it as many as possible you want to make use of it. So so the for you to make it a function, you can see that whenever you're making a problem function, you can see that something that a problem that is very very complex, you can see that you can make use of function to solve it very very easily. And the third one is they promote reusability, write once and use many times. So let's try this example. So this function is to greet someone. So this is a simple function that just returns hello to the person's name. So you define your function by making use of def to define it. Then greet. Then this person's name. Why you wrote the person's name there is for you to if you want to change the person's name, you can change it easily without altering the function. So when you call the function, message equals to this is a variable. The message is a variable that holds the function. So just like we said before. So this greet is now the function, and it will have to greet Bob. So let's run the code. So it says hello Bob. What if you want the function to greet another person entirely? So you can see that you don't have to touch this part of code again. Just what you have to do is go over here and change it to Amaka and run it. Oh, sorry. So you can see here, hello Amaka. And here also, if you want to use it to greet another person, you can just change it. So you can see why functions are very very important. Instead of you writing a code block at the same just the same just writing it many times, You can just create a function for it and then run it, just making a little edit on it, just like we did here, without touching the function at all. So that's what um function is basically used for in Python. If we want it to greet Emeka, goes ahead to greet Emeka. So that's what is function is basically used for. So part two, organizing your data. So now that we can store piece of data, let's learn how to manage collections of data. These data structures are essential for building more complex and useful programs. Here we'll see how we can organize our data and make it more readable, make it less buggy, and the rest of them. So list is an ordered and changeable collection of items, making it one of the most common data structures in Python. You can add, remove, and change items after the list has been created. For an example, many of us used to create an alarm in our phones, and most times we there are times that we don't want to run the alarm, or maybe we don't want the alarm to run, or there are times that we need to add another alarm to it. People that needs maybe three alarms. There are people that need three alarms to wake them up. Yeah, and yeah, need to add it the alarm to make it three. You set an alarm by 3:45 a.m. You set an alarm by 3:50. You set an alarm by 3:55, just to make sure that you wake up within those time range. So this is what is happening. Because it adds alarm, it creates something. Then without you knowing, you just have to click on that delete icon. It deletes. You don't know the function or the code that you run that made it to delete. So that's why this is very very helpful. So you need to know what's happening beyond what you are saying. So let's try this. Okay, let me also make use of this example too. Whenever we are going to buy something, we have our phone, smartphones, we have our notepads. We can easily create a note and start adding items. If eventually you don't want that item, you can eventually delete it too. So that's what's happening there is list. It's your information is being stored in a list format, that whenever you append or you add something, it immediately adds to it. Whenever you remove, it immediately removes it immediately. So let's run this code. So these are a list of fruits, and for you to create a list, sorry, for you to go more further in Python, you must have to know the symbols and why making use of these symbols. So making use of these brackets, block brackets, Python already knows that this is a list. Just like I said also that making use of what is it called? A quote, it already knows that it's a string. So making use of this block is also a way to create a list in Python. So let's run it. Okay, I will have to comment out these ones for now. So let's see how it's going to run. Oh, sorry. So what do we have here? Apple, banana, and cherry. This is the list. What if after creating the list, you want to add another item to it? This is where .append works. You append to it. So just like I said, you don't need to write a code again for you to append something. Just call the append function and it will automatically do that. So let's try it again. You see has already added orange to the list. Okay, what if you want only banana or one list to just show? You make use of the index. And what is index? The index is I don't know if you guys are seeing my cursor. So just here, the index is called normally we start from normally reading from 1 to 10, but then in Python, or sorry, in programming, there are times you start your counting in zeros. So this the first index is 0. When you want to grab the first index, it's through 0. The second index is 1. The third index is 2. So let's try let me comment this. Let's try getting the index for Apple, only Apple. Zero. So just like I said, 0 is for the first index. So let's run it. Oh, sorry. So what do we have here? Apple. And this when you want to print, you have to make use of that bracket, block bracket, to show that you want to get what is inside, just one from here. And if you want to get banana, you print it and it's just banana. You change the index to 1. Then you change if you want to change the index to, you change it to the second index. So now what if I want to remove a an information from the list? You have to call the remove function, and this is it. Let me uncomment it. And then once you remove it, you have to print it to see that. Okay, I think I'll have to format this printing a little bit. So let me format it a little bit so that we can see clearly what's going on. All right. So this is the first printing. Okay, I think I need to format this one too, so that we'll see what's going on now. Okay, let me format it to first list. Okay. Okay, so this is what to differentiate it when you remove an information from the list. So let's run it. So first list, we can see we have then the second printing. We can see that when you use the dot remove function, it had to remove orange, and that is why they tell you that a list is an ordered and changeable collection of items. You can add, you can remove, or you can change item after the list has been created. So the second printing, you can see that the list of fruits are apple, banana, and cherry, no orange. So you can see that from list you can change some things even after um creating the list. Dictionaries. So dictionary is a way to store information by pairing unique labels, keys with the data you want to find values. So dictionary makes use of keys and values, keys and values, keys and values, keys and value. When you have a key, it has a value. It has a key, it has a value. So you can easily look up the information you need using its labels in it's unordered and changeable. It's unordered and changeable. So what they mean here is that it's not in ordered format and it's also changeable, just like a list is changeable. So instead of using a numeric index, you can use a unique key to access its corresponding value. So this is an example, a dictionary representing a person's profile. So let's say you are told to get a person's profile and you want the person's profile to be unique to each person's. So what do you have to do? You have to create a dictionary for each and every one of the person you are creating a profile for. So and this dictionary helps. So this is person number one. You create the profile using this is the name here is the key, and the Charles here is the value. The age here is the key, and the 28 here is the value. City, same to every other information here. So if you want to access a value by its key, you go directly to get the key. So what do? You print the first of all the person, whatever variable that you use to save this information, and then use a block quote to get the name, right? And then for you to okay, let's run this first. Okay, okay. So let me okay. So you can see the first print here. What does the first print did? The first print got the value for the key. Let's change the key and see what it will get. Age. Let's run it. It got 28. So to the next line of code, for you to add a new key value pair, just like I said earlier that you can also add something to a dictionary after it has been created. So if you want to add a new key value to the person, just more like of us have make use of a web page that you need to sign in, and after signing in you go over to your profile and make some add some things. Maybe some later on you can go back there and edit it. So that's what it is. So what your profile did there under the hood, it stores your profile in a dictionary format. So that's what it automatically does. And whenever you call out you want to make an edit to something, it will get the key immediately and you make an edit with it. So this second print prints everything, the details, every details, and that is what we are seeing here in in this code block. In this block, you see name Charles, age 28, city Lagos, phone. This is the phone, job engineer, and we can see that here immediately you added a new key value to this dictionary. It shows up immediately, and this is it, job engineers. So let's try to remove a details by is key. So removing a details, you can make use of remove. Remove is easier because you can also call it has a return value. Most of us making use of function you so that at the end you can say return this. Pop has a return value that after even after deleting it, you can call it. and see that this detail has been removed, or doesn't have a return value. Immediately you delete it, it's going out from the system immediately. So that's the difference. So I made use of pop here. So if you want to remove details, person.pop, you call out the variable, and the dot pop function help here to remove, to pop out the the key value, which is the job. And when we try to print it again, the details removed was remove details. So um the details removed here was engineer. It wrote it here immediately. And then we have to print out the the dictionary again, and we see that the key value for job is no longer here. So that's what the pop does. So let's look how you might get a person details manually. So this is an example. Let's write out. So persons. So yeah. Also you can also empty dictionary, but then you have to put a string to it. So you can see that here the person here, the variable here has an empty dictionary, which you can fill here from here. So let's try printing out the person's printing out the person's put a print statement here. Okay, so let me comment this, comment this, comment this, and comment this. So let's print it. So we can see here the value, it only has a key. The easy thing here is that, or the simple thing here is that you can make use of the key to create a value. So let's write out. All right. So let's run it. It requests for your name. Okay, let me explain this input. Once you write an input here, a function input, and write something like this, enter your name, then it means that you, you are you want and this code, we know that Python is how does it execute it overall. So that's why so let's try it out, and we run it. It asks of age 28, then it asks for city, let's say Lagos. Okay, let's say Lagos. Okay, not working. Okay, so okay, let's just say Ondo. Ondo. Let's run it and enter your phone number for argument's sake. And we can see here that it's got to get cut it immediately. So that's another way you can get a person details manually, just like how it is done in whenever you are signing up for a page or yes, whenever you are signing up for a page, maybe you are signing up to ChatGPT for the first time, you have to input some of these details before it's have to open for it to be open. Then whenever you want to log in, you have to make use of the same details and log in. So we just learned about looping. So let's see how for loop can make this very very much efficient. And we can see that um here is a better way to get a person's details. So let's say you want to between the code to this code. You see how short this code is? Very very short, but it does the same thing the other one does. But then this is very very short because I made use of looping to get every other thing I need. But here, sorry, let me go back. I had to get the person's name, input your name, input your age, input your this thing. These things you can just convert it to a loop that can help you to do this. So that's what I did here. So keys to fill is these keys, the keys that it needs to be filled. Then the person here, you made use of an empty dictionary. Then for keys in keys to fill. So for these keys, okay, let me run this manually, just like I did the other time. For keys, okay, remove these keys now and put name in keys.fill because it's point out to these keys. So once you go inside the for loop, you see the user input, enter your key, enter your name, and once it enters your name, it's it adds your key to the dictionary that was empty before. So I'm just explaining this for you. Then it will have to run again and pick your age. So for age in keys to fill, user input, enter your age. That's what it does automatically. Then it does the same thing. So it does the same thing with the city and phone. So that's the same thing it does. So let's run the code. So it asks enter your name. So let's go again, Tinez. Let's run it again. Enter your age. You see that's 28. Enter your city, Ondo. Let's run it again. Enter your phone. Let's go. Let's just put any other thing here. So this is where I say that we can learn more about the for loop. So you can see how very very easy this code is and very very understandable. Someone that hasn't coded on Python can just look into this and see that, oh, this is what you want to get. This is what you want to do. So that's it for functions and loop, for dictionaries and loop. Sorry. So this is the last one. Introduction to data handling. So this is where we will know more about pandas, what is used for, the NumPy, and how we can go about it. So for real world data tags, so this is when you are now. This is the part that you made you handle data using Python. These NumPy and pandas are mostly used for by data scientists and AI engineers because they do handle data, mostly used by data scientists. So we take a quick peek at NumPy and pandas. It's the most important tools for working with data. is in short is arrays. So it's a library for working with arrays. It's incredibly fast and efficient for performing math operation on large data sets. Most of us that have tried or watched a video when a data is when you want to train a model, you have to have your data sets. And when you have your data set, you have to split it into two. You have to split it into 80%. Oh, sorry. One is for validation, one is for tests, one is for um sorry, I forgot. But then you have to split it into three. Sorry, not two. Validation test and the other one. So that's what you need. So after training your data, your model with a test data, you have to validate it. Then you use another data set differently that you didn't use to train the model, and then try it to see how the model will have to um make use of the data to produce an output. So that is it. So it's very simple. You can use NumPy for maths. You can use it for calculation. You can use it for a lot of things. So this is an example. Import NumPy as NP. So these are a library in Python. And when you import it, these libraries, if you go over to some of them are open source. And if you go over to the code in GitHub, you see a lot of codes that are inside this library. And if you start to write these libraries on your own, you see that before you even finish, you might even get tired of whatever you are building. So that's why this help us a lot. So when you put numpy as np, you create a variable a equals to np.array. So what is this array doing? It's you need to make numpy always work with arrays of data, array in particular. So you have to make sure that these numbers that you are writing or you've written here is an array. So if you want to perform a mathematical operation on the whole array, you can just make it a times 2. Most of us have worked with, we've thought about they taught us about matrix, and they taught us how to multiply in a matrix and the rest of them. Here, making use of numpy for multiplying a matrix is very, 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 very easy. Even a large matrix, most of us, I could remember most times they will give us a 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 matrix, and it have to take us time to multiply those matrix. But then try it using numpy, you see the difference. So that's why it's very, very fast. So let's run the code. So we can see that it multiplied it immediately. Is 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times how to multiply it. So let's go back to this one. And yes, this course doesn't cover assignment operators. So that's why I'm saying you guys need to, even after this course, you guys need to learn, go back and learn more about Python too, because this doesn't carry much, because we don't want to stay here for a very long time, and that's why we had to cut it a little bit. And because for you to understand and learn everything about Python, it might take days or even weeks or months, depending on how capable you are. So that's it. So this times here is an assignment operator. Equals to here is also an assignment operator. What does this equal to do? Their own time. Like, the minus, the plus, those all those signs that you used to work with in maths. Most of them here are the same. Most of them here are different. So let's continue. You can also use NumPy to split a data set. This is used when you need to divide a large array of array into smaller parts, such as training and testing model for parallel processing. Here are two common ways to do that. So if you want to train and test a model, just like I was saying, you need to split the data set into three. So for you to train and okay, yeah, I've gotten the so you split the data into training data sets. You split the second one into testing data sets and split the other one into validation data sets. And it depends on the percent you make use of. Some people make use of um in data set is 40%, your testing data set is 40%, and your validation data set is 20%. So when you train the data using a 40% data, you test it using another 40% data, and then you validate it to know if it's okay using that 20% data. So in general, it's just 100% data set. So example, splitting for training and testing. So here is a common way to manual way to split a data set into training 80% and testing. Okay, let me also say this. Most times people that do train model, they don't make use of validation data sets. Most of them, you don't say validation data set as a thing to share your data set for. So instead they share it into two equal into carry the highest percentage compared to the testing set. So we are now entering into AI engineering a little bit. so so create a simple data set. In these libraries, there are also functions that you can call that can also help you to fasten your first of all your time and writing less code. So we can see this function a range. A range means a range of number. So when you call this function, it knows that this a range of number is from 1 to 20. Then how do you want the reshape? The reshape is how you want the data set to be, how you want to reshape it. So the 10 here means 10 rows, 2 columns. Just like a matrix that you have most times we say 2 by 3, 4 by 4. So this one is 10 by 2, 10 rows, 2 columns, right? So that's it. So you print the original data sets data. So once you run this code, you have to print from 1 to 20. Sorry, 1 to 19 without printing the 20. And then this random does shuffle. This random is this random can be used you can use it to shuffle your data. You can also use it to create a random data set without you writing you just have to tell it what to do and it creates the random data set for you. So that's it. And then split ratio is 0.8, which is 80%. Then the split index, you have to get the integer, get the length of the data. The length of the data is how the length, that's what is called, is shortened as length. So that's the length. So the training set, this is where you split the data using array slicing. You split it now. So let's look at it. So what do we have here? Okay, I need to zoom back a bit to see what we have here, and the code is little is a bit short. Sorry. So this is what we have when we have do something like this. This is the original data set. And when we say 10 by 2, it has 10 rows and 2 columns. And here, the shuffle data set, you can see that just like we all have played words before. So when you are shuffling a word, you don't know what comes out of it. So that's how this library shuffles this data set. And this shuffle data set is needed in training because you have to whenever you want to um, split your data set, you have to first of all shuffle it and make it unordered before splitting it. So this is the process you need to go before splitting your data set. And after splitting it, we can see that the split result here is this is the 80%. You can see here if you count these arrays, you can see that here this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, 8. And then let me zoom back a little bit. And this is the testing data set. Sorry, and so the testing data set is just 2, and that's how it's splitted it. So let's go back to the next one. Example 2, splitting it into equal parts. So you can also make use of NumPy to split an array into a specific equal parts. Make use of this np.array underscore split function. So the the next thing I have to say here is that you have to know the functions, the pre-inbuilt functions that are in most of the libraries that you are making use of for you to make use of it well. Just like Python, when you make use of Python, you need to know the functions. You need to learn it. For has its own once you see the for function, you know that it's used for looping. So that's how it is. When you also want to learn more about NumPy, you have to learn the functions and what it does. So this np.array underscore split brackets function is it splits an array into specific numbers of equal parts. So let's run this code. We can see there is nothing different from the last one we ran. We just introduced a function np.array underscore split, and then this data np.arrange, just like I said, this arrange is used to create know the range of the number you are creating. We edit this code and see how it's used. So there is the original data 1201234 to 19. Just like I said, it's not going to print 20. And here, this is the split results. We didn't make use of shuffle here, so that's why you see it in an ordered form. In an ordered format. Okay, so what if you want to split this data set? We'll go over here and change this to 4. But then I don't think it's going. Okay, it's fine. Okay, sorry, let me check. All right, so oh, you need to put another print for this. So let's create another print for part 4, sorry, so that it can show the code, the the split result. Sorry. So this is part 4. So we are splitting the data set into 4 equal parts. And what did I say about these block brackets? If you want to get the the what is it called, the list that is splitted, you have to call it by its name, by its index. So we have here 0, 1, 2, 3. So this one is meant to be 3. So when we run the code, all right, so this is the split results. It splitted it into 4 equal parts. So we can see that here we can, this is how we do split data sets whenever we are working with data. We split it to make it easier for us to understand and more better when working with data. So you can also change this to 40. You can also change the range to 40 and then run it. So this is the split results. This is it. And you can see that it created a number, a range from 0 to 39, and then splitted it into 4 equal parts. So let's go back to the next one. Pandas for tabular data. So Pandas is built on top of NumPy and is the go-to library for data analysis and manipulation. So if you are interested in data analysis, this is the library you need to learn. Just like this NumPy that we learned is for data scientists. This Pandas is a go-to library for analyzing of data and manipulation. So it introduces the data frame. Most times when you watch videos on how to manipulate data using Pandas, we do see DF. So that DF is data frame. So it's a powerful structure for working with spreadsheet like data, rows and column. So this is basically used for data analysis. So you know our data analytics, they do work with Excel and CSV and the rest of them. So this Pandas is a go-to library. So you have to import the pandas as PD, just like we imported NumPy as NP, and created the data frame. Data. This data, we know what it is, a variable. Then this is a dictionary. It has a name, it has a value. This one has, sorry, it has a key and it has a value. It has a key, it has a value. So when you want to print it, you print the DF is a library, sorry, a variable, sorry, and then you call it pd.dataframe data. So let's see what it prints out. So you can see that what did it do? It sets this into a tabular format. It's got the name David and Eva, set it in the tabular data format, even created an index for you. As you can see here, 0 and 1, it created an index for you. And it also added the score into another table. So pandas is mostly used for tabular data. It's mostly used for tabular data, or if you want to convert a data a data set into a tabular data. So that's what you can also make use of pandas for. So you can also use pandas to select, filter, analyze data, find specific information quickly. So let's see how it works. So here you import pandas. So the same as the data frame from other examples, but then they added 2 names and 2 scores, making it 4. So the same thing. Then under this comment, select a single column. This gives you all the names. So when you print these names columns, it's this we have to just print this names column. But then when you print the next one, this is when the magic happens. It's have to print the names of these people that are here and put it in one column. So that's what it does. And the second one, this second code, this one prints people who scored over 90. So it filters those who didn't get 90 and filter out those that got from 90 and above. And this is how you do it. High scorers, this is a variable, so you can write anything as a variable. But then whenever you write something as a variable, make sure you make use of it in your print statement to print it out. So this df is data frame. So it's trying to create a data for this, a tabular data for this, and score greater than 90. So it creates a different data frame for those people that scores greater than 90. So let's run the code and see it. Oh, sorry. So this is it. I hope you guys can still see it. So this is the original data frames. It did the same thing that it did with the other examples. It created an index automatically for you, made selected the names and put it in a tab in a table, selected the score and put it in another table, and then this is the names columns: David, Eva, Charlie, Bob, and this name and the d type. The data type here was showed as an object. And then these people who scored over 90, you can see Eva 95, Bob 90. So it's filtered out those that didn't score out 90 and filtered out those that scored it, and then showed it showed it to the screen. Okay, so I don't know if Amaka is still here, but then should we treat this assignment or leave it for them to work on it and then show it on the group? Amaka, are you still here with us?
Yes, I'm still here. Hi,
Hello?
Chinemere, I can still hear you. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
still hear you.
so I was saying this assignment, was it meant as maybe like a take home assignment, or what we should look into now?
It's a take home basically. You don't have to do it and submit it.
All right. I practically did it in this notebook. So I don't know, maybe when sharing it, you can just edit that part and then share it to everyone.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So
Okay.
let's go back to the last slide because sorry. So you guys even if you newbie into Python programming, I guess that you guys might must have picked out something, even if it's to print out your name as an output or to create a variable. So this is what this session is, for you to learn the basics. If you want to go in depth, then you is you have a you need to go in depth. Then I listed out places you need to go: the Python tutorial official documents if you want to learn more about Python. All right, so the Python tutorial. So once you have this notebook with you, once you are done trying out and editing what needs to be edited to learn how things work under the hood, then you can, and you want to learn more, you can go over to this Python tutorial to know to go over to the advanced or the intermediate. Then this is also the NumPy user guide. This is where you have to learn of the functions and what it is basically used for. And then this is the Python tool, Python Panda, sorry, tutorial that you can also learn pandas from and know some of the functions and what it does, because these functions are very useful, and the syntax. It doesn't mean that you have to know all the syntax. No, most times you have to forget it. But then that's why this documentation is free for everyone. So that once you forgot the syntax, you can also go back to the documentation and check it out and continue your learning. So this next one is sorry interactive learning. So Kaggle, most of us know Kaggle, Kaggle Learn. So it's this offers free hands-on course in Python, Pandas, and more. So most of us know Kaggles as data places where data scientists get their data, where they manipulate their data. Yeah, it's more than that. They do also teach hands-on courses, just like the one we have today in Python, Pandas, and others. So these are the project ideas. Very, very simple project ideas. So maybe after by this basic understanding, you knowing the basic understanding from what we taught today, you can try building a simple calculator. It's very, very easy. It's not that hard. Get the okay, let me just break it down a little. Get the user input, make sure it's an integer so that your code won't run with an error. Make sure it's an integer, and then if you want to make use of the signs, you can make if this is this, make use of plus sign. If this is that, make use of else. If this is that, make use of this minus sign. Else, if this is that, make use of division sign. So this is a simple calculator you can try out. So create a simple program that tells you a random fact from a list. So we've treated a list, so you can create a key and a value. So that value will be that random fact. That's where the random fact will be. So that whenever you call on that key, it calls the value and it tells you that random fact. So that's another way. Expand your personalized message generator. That's the assignment to ask even more questions. Maybe the more question is here is maybe try and get a user profile manually or automatically using manually or using the for loop, and maybe you get the person's details, get everything about him, the person's color, the person's what the person likes, what the person um best food, and the rest of them. Just try it out. It's very, very fun to try out. It's very, very fun. Just you can just try it out, and if you encounter any error at some point, you can just share it on the community. I believe you guys have a community there, and maybe someone who has already tried it out and experienced the same error and maybe worked it out can show you the way around it. So thank you guys very much, and it's really my pleasure to teach in this session, and um, it's been really, really an interesting session for me. I don't know about you, but then it's really an interesting session for me. Thank you so much. Um, okay, please, you can take over.
So hi guys. I hope you learned a lot. I know it was a long class. The video is recorded and is on YouTube, so you can always go back to watch it. Now, for every question that was not answered here, you can go ahead and drop them on Discord, and it would be answered. Thank you guys. Have a lovely night, morning, or afternoon wherever you are. Bye, everyone.